Well, I've got to say I must have been about 65 years old before it first came. It was very mild at first. In fact, a person or two had to remind me that maybe I didn't hear them quite correctly. And it progressed slowly, but certainly noticeably.
I think I first knew about it or suspected it when I was fairly young, maybe in my late 20s, early 30s.
Go to parties and I barely heard conversations going, you know. I mean, I can hear people having conversations, but I couldn't join them because I only got parts of it, you know. I heard this guy, but I didn't hear this guy, you know, and I didn't want to look stupid, so I didn't say anything, you know.
I had the TV volume way up, and my wife would say that's up too loud. My daughters would tell me the volume's up too loud.
The main signals I felt when I was having some hearing loss, of course, is probably what just about everybody else has. You're asking people to speak up, you're kind of squinting with your face, looking at their mouths, trying to understand what they've said.
And a lot of times those people would hear it and I wouldn't have heard it, you know, so then it started to make sense to me.
Hearing is critical for what I do and for my life in general.
I think I noticed my hearing loss really quite a few years ago, but it was subtle. And I have had a history of hearing loss within my family.
I sort of got used to the ringing, and you know, it was like a muffled sound, and I guess that's it. I knew my ears, you know, my hearing was going, but I didn't know how bad it was. So
I did take some additional hearing loss at that time, and in addition to the hearing loss, developed the tinnitus circumstance, and that was really bothersome for me.
I had also developed tinnitus, high frequency pitch in the background that was truly annoying, and at that point realized I needed to get my hearing checked.
The hearing aids did help with my hearing condition. I did not get much relief from the tinnitus until I really came to the center here and really learned a new development in it.
Actually, I think that my internist recommended that I go see an audiologist. And the first recommendation was Rana and Hearing Health Center. That must have been about 20 years ago. And I've been here ever since.
I had heard of Hearing Health Center from physicians that I knew, and ear, nose, and throat doctors had referred patients to Hearing Health Center. So it was a name around Chicago that this was the go-to place if you wanted to get a thorough hearing evaluation.
And then the doctor put the hearing devices in my ears, and the ringing went away, and I just fell in love with it. I went, Jesus, you know, and I looked at my wife, I says, I can't hear the ringing. And it was so clear, and I just realized what I was missing. You know, and ever since I had them, I fell in love with them. Changed me as a person.
The people who've worked here, Rana Fisher and many of the others, I could give you a litany of names, have been terrific. They've been patient. They'll go through adjustment after adjustment. Their advice has been good. I've been very pleased with the help I've received from them.
They checked my hearing and hearing loss, told me what I had. And actually, they made it painless. You know, there's no pain involved in it, but I didn't know what exactly to expect. But everybody's been so nice to me over the years.
I know this sounds like overly dramatic when I say this, but this is not, in my case, an overstatement. It altered my life. It changed my life. It was a huge difference.
The first thing that occurs is that you go, oh my God. And then you realize how much you've been missing.
You know, the sounds, I'll give you a for instance, went home, make breakfast in the morning. Well, the mirror by the fireplace is like 15 feet away from the stove. So I got the bacon going, and I'm putting the hearing aids in my ear, and all of a sudden I hear the bacon sizzling, and I never heard it before.
I enjoy things about life that I never did before. This might sound ridiculous to you, but did you know that birds tweet? That they actually make a sound? I could hear those. Papers rustling, I can hear those too. Water dripping, astonishing. The little subtleties of life you get to know and to enjoy again.
My wife doesn't say she, actually it took her a while to get away from the habit of saying, I'm not hearing things. She actually had a habit of saying that. And now I actually feel like I hear better than she does.
What's fascinating, and as you know, it keeps changing, and if you want to be the best you can be, hear the best you can hear, you have to keep adapting. That's just how it works.
It was like relieving the tinnitus. I was almost forgetting that I had the tinnitus, and if I consciously thought, do I hear it? Then I would I would be able to hear the tinnitus, but it's almost as though this just diverts your hearing to a different sound, and a very pleasant sound.
And it just surprised the heck out of me that I didn't realize how bad my hearing was at the time. And like I said, everything's a lot clearer. I have no problems having conversation with people. So it really changed my life, for the better.
As far as I know, there's nobody better than Hearing Health Center. The service that they give, the sense of caring about people individually, the sense of their being accessible when you need it. When something goes wrong, boom, you can come in and they will take care of it.
It's been tremendously helpful to me. It's made my life better.
This is a group that wants to have a lifetime professional association. Just like you kind of grow old with your internist, you grow old with your dentist throughout your life, these people want to be a part of your life.